Previously on They See Me Rollin'.
All of the guards get relieved for duty. One stays in. And he stabs Coen's mattress.
Oh.
I try and get the keys.
Okay, I grapple him.
I'm going around and unlocking the other cells.
I go over to Dave, Herman, German. Guys, do you want to get out of here?
More than you know.
But
Purple
it didn't
key
work.
on the left door, is that correct?
Yes.
It opens. You see a whole lot of armor and a whole lot of weapons.
I want to go to the other door.
You see a machine. You notice a switch near the bottom.
I'll flip it off.
We feel a bit magical, Stan?
Before we go, I'm going to smash the on-off switch.
A bell starts ringing.
Let's find Ramona.
No, it was a good idea. I like it.
You're not going to be any help. And I pick her up.
You see the guards engaged with the inmates.
I cast Chromatic Orb.
Yeah, you straight up murdered a man. And you see Jack walk into the jail cell. And he looks displeased. You see a fireball start to grow from his palms. All right, so you're back in the cell room in the midst of the fight. You've got Dave now fighting only one guard after Jelly had killed the other one using that poison chromatic sphere.
Chromatic, it's an orb, Stan.
Right, and he's on the far left end of the room. You've got Herm facing off against a guard. You've got the lady gnome fighting a guard herself, and Skumk ran up to help her out. And additionally, you have the one of the sanitation inmates fighting off against the guard, and Coen had run up against the guard to assist. And Jack has just walked into the room, and you see like Fireball essentially getting prepared in his hands, even though technically in D&D there is no spell preparation. It's just a thing that he's doing. And that said, he has rolled an 18 in initiative, and Ramona has rolled a 20 in initiative, making Ramona going first and Jack going second. That'll be in the next round. This current round is the inmates. So the inmates are inside this room. They see Jack preparing this fire spell, and Dave instantly just goes, "Oh shit," and runs. He disengages from his battle and runs to tackle Jack. The guard with whom he's fighting swings at Dave, but Dave spins a little bit, gets completely out of the way of the blade, and runs up to Jack, at which point he grapples him. All right, so...
Good job, Jack. Or
Well done,
Dave,
Herman.
Herman, German,
Dave. Why did you say good job, Jack?
I mean, I'm just trying to be positive for everybody.
Oh, you're just rooting for everyone.
Yeah, everyone gets a certificate in this game.
All right, so Dave runs up to Jack, dives at him, and Jack grabs Dave and body slams him onto the floor. Dave is now laying there on his back. Herm also runs over, and the guard swings at him and misses, and Herm dives into Jack, and Jack just with no problem takes Herm and flips him over his shoulder. So now Herm is lying on his back behind Jack. And finally, the gnome girl also disengages without any problem, and she runs up to Jack and dives at him. And again, he punts her, and she lands with her back against the wall, and Jack is just kind of by himself. And then finally, the inmate who's fighting a guard with Coen rushes off to
The janitor
to Jack.
guy.
The guard swings at him and misses, and he dives onto Jack. Oh shit! He rolls a 3. Jack rolls a critical 1. And the sanitation worker knocks down Jack and gets him on his back. You're on your back, Jack. All right.
Jack's back.
So next up is the guards. 2 of them now rush over to Coen. Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
one
it.
of them misses, and one rolls a nat 20 on Coen.
Jeez. Good job, guard.
Great job, God.
That's going to be a 2d6 plus 1. And he manages with a crit to do 3 damage.
He rolled
Fantastic.
2 ones
One
plus 1.
And a 1. All right, so Coen, you see this guard swing at you. He takes his spear and gets ready to thrust it as hard as possible, and he does. And Coen blocks it with his foot,
Ah, my foot.
and the spear goes right through Cohen's foot.
Nah, I'm going to get vengeance for my foot.
Not my feetsies.
It's a good thing Coen has big ass feet.
Ass feet.
In the Book of Bast, does it outline different vengeances for different injuries to different parts of the body?
Yes.
Do you really get vengeance on a battle?
Yes, if somebody hurts me on the battle, I need to get my vengeance. And if somebody hurts my foot, it's eye for an eye and foot for a foot in the Book of Bast. So if he takes my foot, I'm going to attack his foot.
Is like attacking the feet, is that considered a grave insult to Bastites?
Well, attacking any part of me is an insult to Bastites, but my feet are particularly tender because they like to be rubbed and treated nicely and not stabbed with a spear.
All right, so another one of the guards runs up to Coen
Up to
and
Up to Coen?
up to Skumk.
Up to the other Coen.
me,
Yes.
Coen too.
He swings his spear, but being that you're a goblin and very nimble, you just somersault out of the way.
Yep.
Finally, the last guard goes up to the gnome, who's got her back up against the cell. That hit, and he hits the little gnome for 3 damage. As much damage as the critical hit that Coen took. Next up is you guys. Actually, specifically, it is Skumk.
I will cast Entangle, and a bunch of vines and roots burst up from the ground and start entangling the enemies.
Entangle gets anyone who's in the area of effect. Where are you going to place it?
The 2 guards who are in the way of the door for me are the one who's fighting the gnome and one of the ones who's fighting Coen. So I'm going to entangle them.
These roots, these vines, grow out of the prison rock around these the 2 guards. The 2 guards, one facing the little gnome lady, one facing Coen. The one that is facing Coen gets the vines wrapped around her, and she no longer can move easily. The other one was able to tear the ropes apart just and to keep fighting. So she's there, able to move, but you now have one guard indisposed for a bit.
Can I still move this round?
Yeah, you can still move on your turn
I'll move myself a little bit closer to the door.
while staying engaged with the guard.
Yeah.
All right, so you move around the guard while still facing her. So your back is now towards the door. All right. Next up is Jelly. And Ramona turns to Jelly and says, "Let's go through the door. Let's get out of here, please."
All right, I pick up Jelly
You pick up Jelly.
and I make my way to the door.
You picked yourself up. Wow.
I did. I pick my
Picked yourself up by your bootstraps.
Jelly picks
Yeah.
herself up by her sorcerer's boots, and then she picks up Ramona, and we make our way to the door.
All right.
The back door?
Let's say instead of carrying her, you grab her by the hand and you help her stay steady as you guys run forward through the room. And now you're in the midst of the action.
I can do one of 2 things. I can either cast Chromatic Orb again, or I can use Charm Person on Jack.
Let's try charm.
All right, I grab Ramona's hand and run forward, and I look at Jack. and I flash him my best smile. And just like, hey, Jack, how you doing? All right, he needs to succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
All right, wisdom saving throw, and he's going to be at disadvantage since he's laying on his back grappling.
All right.
Holy shit.
Did you roll 17 twice?
Yeah.
Fucking god damn it.
So Jack was not charmed, and he looks at you, and he says, the fuck?
I just kind of like hide my face. I just grab a handful of my hair and just put it over my face because it makes me feel safe.
Okay, Coen, your turn.
Okay, so I have the Shieldmaster feat for you D&D nerds, which means I can use a bonus action to knock somebody prone. So, I'm going to knock this guard that's attacking me. I'm going to attempt to knock him over.
The one that's not entangled.
Yeah, the one that's not entangled.
Okay, so we just do an athletics contest?
Sure, yeah. Well, that was a good roll, Stan. Hit it with Stan.
I'm so sorry.
Damn it.
Yeah, wait. You haven't seen my roll yet.
Yes, I rolled a 19 plus 120. That's what the guard rolled.
Here you go. And boom.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So I kind of prod the guard with my shield a little bit, just sort of massage him a little bit with my shield.
You see the guard smile. That feels good. Thank you.
Like, you're welcome.
I'm glad that even though we're on opposite sides, we can still find time to be friends.
Yeah, let's be friends. Okay, and that wasted my bonus action, so that's fine. And then I'm gonna, like, after I've given him a little prod with my shield and it didn't work, I'm just gonna go turn my back on him and go, see you later. And I'm going to run over to where Jack is on the ground with, is it a little gnome on top of him or something? Somebody's sitting on top of Jack.
No, the sanitation worker.
A sanitation worker
on top.
with their broom sitting on top of him. And I'm going to put my sword to Jack's throat, and I'm going to tell the guards that I'll kill your boss if you attack us. Put your weapons down. And that's going to be some kind of maybe intimidation check or something.
Yeah, let's do an intimidation check on that. That sounds
Great.
Maybe
Let's do
intimidation or persuasion.
I don't know. I'm threatening their boss, so as threatening, I would have kind of thought intimidation. Plus, I'm pretty good at intimidation. He says before he rolls something ridiculously bad.
Why is
All right,
good
here
now?
comes my roll. 23.
Oh, shit. And they rolled a 2. You rolled a 23. The guards are all like, oh, shit. And they look at you. Actually, while you run, one of them gets an attempt to swing at you.
Yeah, sure.
All right, and they
Yeah,
do get
he
a little
hits.
hit. And as you run away, they swing at you and kind of cut at your back a little bit. Your prison gown gets torn. You get a little gash in your rib as you run up to Jack and then place your sword at him.
Ah, my gown.
And now all the inmates are looking at you with the sword up against Jack's throat. And they're just like, "Oh shit! Oh, this could be bad. He's the guy who gives us our checks."
Look, do you want to get paid next weekend?
I tell everybody to get out of the room and let's lock them in. Jelly, we're going to need that key.
The white key?
The red key.
The red? Wait, we're gonna lock.
The one that you swallowed.
We're gonna lock them in here.
Yes, we're going to lock them in this room and we're going to leave. Post haste.
I don't know that you have that much time to do that. I mean,
Well,
Jack could just push the dude off.
have the guards all put their weapons down?
No, I wouldn't say that they put their weapons down. They haven't put them on. They haven't laid them down, but they're not using them in a threatening manner right now.
Okay, well, I've got my sword on their boss's throat, and I'm trying to get everybody to get out of the room. I'm saying, don't attack us. We won't hurt you. We just want to leave.
It's been nice meeting you all.
And Jack is yelling at them, going, "What are you doing? Just attack them! He's not gonna actually."
Put your hand over his mouth. Sanitation worker. Sorry, I don't know your name. Gag that man.
All right, so the sanitation worker attempts to put his hands over Jack's mouth. He rolls an 8. Jack rolls a 10. And Jack's like, I can still talk.
Jack just licks his hand and he jerks it away.
I don't know where that mouth's been, is what the sanitation worker says.
I kind of draw my sword along Jack's throat and I say,
Okay.
You might want to reconsider your options there, sir.
He's like, fine, back off. We'll get him soon. So the guards then back off and they get out of your way. Their weapons are not put down, but they have put them back in their holsters or scabbards or whatever, depending on what they're using.
Okay. I shake the nearest one's hand.
Give him a hug.
I just make my way toward the door.
I go to shake his hand, and then I'm like, oh, who am I kidding? And give him a hug.
The guard, surprised, doesn't know what to do, so he hugs you back.
You're a good guy.
I take Ramona's hand and start walking toward the door.
Are you going to ask the inmates to join you?
Come on, guys. Prisoners, come on. It'll be fun.
All right, so the gnome lady turns and says, awesome, I'll see you guys later. And she just rushes out the door.
Bye.
Dave gets up and runs out the door and come on, Herm, let's go. And he and Herm exit and just run out. The sanitation worker.
But before the sanitation worker lets Jack go, I want to grab Jack this time.
Oh, you're going to try to... Okay, I'll give you advantage on that.
Yeah, I want to try and stop him from using his mouth.
All right, Jack rolls a 6 twice. So you jump onto Jack and you basically grapple him the way you did the other, but this time you're blocking his mouth. Is that what you're doing?
Yes,
What, did you brush aside the sanitation worker?
I assume so.
All right, so the sanitation worker stands up and looks at you, and he's kind of bewildered, just kind of looking for instructions. He's never been in this situation before, and he never even considered it.
I say, get out of here.
And his eyes get big. He kind of half smiles, and then he just rushes out.
Aw, he seems nice. What a sweetheart.
Now I'm holding Jack, and I have my sword, like, somewhere pointing at him. And, guys, we need to kind of back out of the room.
Yeah, I jauntily stroll out of the room and turn around and wave to everybody and,
Blow kisses.
I'm taking my time.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
I take Ramona's hand and I follow Skumk out.
Jelly, we're going to need that key very soon.
You know, the other guards have keys, but...
Oh, I don't know then. Okay, now I push Jack away and run out the door and tell those guys to close the door, and we run.
So you kind of punch Jack, daze him a bit, just enough for you to run out of the door, and Jelly slams the door shut. Now you're in the delousing chamber.
And we run.
And you run. So you run out the delousing chamber, and you hear the commotion start up behind you as they start trying to get out of the door. That still gives you a little bit of a head start. You run out the delousing chamber and you're inside the lobby, and you see a guard there in the lobby, and he stands up, looks at you.
We're supposed to be here.
And sees all 4 of you and just kind of, and you all have weapons, and he's just like, fuck it. He sits back down.
It's just a training exercise.
We got early release.
Good behavior.
And Ramona's like, let's go. And she runs ahead holding Jelly's hand. And you guys head out the front door. And in the front door, the streets are kind of full of people. You see to your right, Waterdeep Castle, a little bit in the distance, not that far. And in the middle of the street, you see 3 kids playing on what you recognize as scoot buddies. They are little scooters with handlebars, and they're made of wood, and they're just riding around on them.
I wish they were hoverboards.
I take one of the scoot buddies.
Oh, you just go up and take it.
I push one of the kids off, and I take the scoot buddy.
I push one off and I say, I'm requisitioning this for the revolution. And and I actually take the scoot buddy and I snap the handle off and I put it back on the ground, and I'm gonna invent a new way of riding it by pushing my feet.
I just ride it like a normal person.
All right.
I'm gonna ask politely for
You go up to a kid and you ask politely. The kid says,
Hey, can I use that?
the kid looks at his two buddies laying down on the
I
ground,
push him off.
and now the kid is on the ground.
I also pick up the handlebar that Jody broke off, and I use it to push myself along like a gondola. Or a ski, kind of.
All right, and Ramona looks up at Jelly and goes, Don't take off the handlebars.
Don't worry.
Actually, she goes, you know what? Don't worry about it. And Ramona casts levitate on herself and then just grabs onto Jelly's back.
Here, just grab onto my tail.
Now all we need is like a cart that's racing through town, and we grab onto the tail.
I just start scooting away.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's scoot.
Let's scoot.
So, yeah, you guys are rushing along now down the streets, and Ramona is on Jelly Butter's back, shouting at her where to go. And she's
Could
like,
she be like holding onto my tail so she's like wakeboarding through the air?
Oh yeah, the tail. I love it.
She needs to be able to see the street.
Well, she's levitating. She'd still be able
and
to
she needs
see.
to be able to. She needs to be able to talk in your ear.
All right,
so
okay.
there's a reason she grabbed onto your back.
Okay.
Because you have no idea where you're going.
Away from here seems to be a really great place.
Getting
all right.
away.
She goes, I know where to go. Just trust me.
All right. Let's go.
All right. So you guys head on down.
Can I do some cool kick flips and some mad skateboard tricks?
You want to do some mad tricks? All right.
No, I don't. It was a joke. It was a goof.
Fine. Because I'll let you if that's what you really want.
No, let's just move forward with this. All right.
All right. So you find yourself riding down Waterdeep Way, and she guides you down through the Street of Silver as you rush along. Shortly afterwards, you start hearing the sound of hooves behind you, and you sneak a quick look back as you're scooting down the street, and you see the guards. Jack climbing into a carriage, and the guards getting onto the carriage, and they're starting to ride after you.
Hi, horse. How many horses are there?
Is there like market stalls or like a stall full of oranges or something I can tip over as we go past?
She's like, don't worry about that. All right. She's like, we're going to take a left here real soon.
Okay, say when.
And as you head down a bit further and they're starting to come down the street, she says, break left. And you break left into a little alleyway.
Right.
You go right.
That was a
Damn
goof.
it, you and your goofs. So you break left and you find yourself in an alleyway. And at the alleyway, there is a manhole. And she's like, that's where we got to go.
That's sexist, Stan. It's a people hole.
There's a people hole. And she's like, look at the people hole. That's where we have to go.
All right, let's go down the people hole, guys.
So I need you to do a strength check for the people hole.
All right, I'll do your strength check for you. Funny if I failed. Well, how's that strength check do, Stan?
That strength check just beats it. You, not with, you grunt.
I strain my muscles.
You grunt, but you make sure that you lift it properly with your knees, not your back. And you focus a lot on that, and you manage to get it off. You get off the people hole.
I always
Love getting it off with manholes.
And you guys hop in.
I object to calling it a people hole because, legally speaking at least, goblins are not considered people, but we can go down holes all the time.
Yeah, same here.
Can we call it how about a humanoid hole? Does that work?
It'll work for now.
It's a working title.
The humanoid hole.
We head down the humanoid hole.
So you guys have now gone down the humanoid hole. You do have an open hole above you.
I want to close the humanoid hole.
Okay,
behind
you
us.
close the humanoid hole behind you, and you are now inside the sewers of Waterdeep.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm gonna use Druidcraft to make it smell less like a sewer and more like a dungeon.
And curiosity, how long? Where does the scent go? Does it stay like right there, or does it follow you?
5-foot space, just around myself.
Oh, so it won't, like, as soon as you walk out of it, it's done.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
I use minor illusion to create the illusion of a flame, so we can see better.
That's a
okay.
clever
Well, I
idea.
mean, all of you can see, with the exception of Coen.
It's mostly for Cohen's benefit,
Yeah, and what's her name?
Ramona.
And Ramona's benefit.
for the non-dark vision enabled people.
All right. And it's good that you use the illusion, because otherwise it would light up all the methane. Because aside from the 5-foot radius that Skumk is in, it smells like literal shit in here. And
Skumk doesn't smell like shit. He does smell bad, but it's not like shit.
He has a very specific
Yeah,
aroma.
that fresh musky dungeon spell.
It's more of a swampy smell.
all right. So she says, okay, we have to head north from here. And she guides you through the sewers up north, and you travel along. There's some areas where the sewage is not terribly deep. And there's like some stone walk areas that you can go on. But for the most part, it's pretty sloppy and wet and gross.
I would like to say, just for benefit of continuity, I did take my scoot down with me.
Your scoot buddy?
Okay.
Yeah, I still have it.
What about the rest of you? Did you all take your scoot buddies with you?
Yeah, I think so, because we don't want to leave them there so they can find them.
That's a pretty smart idea. Yeah, it's a good thing to have your scoot buddy.
I want to rig it up so I can attach it to my shield, so I can sit on it and sit on my shield like a toboggan.
You do note, Jelly Butter, since you're the only one who kept the handlebars,
I have 2 pairs of handlebars.
Yeah, he's got 2 pairs of hands.
the handlebars fold neatly into the scoot buddy, so you can you can carry it very easily.
Ooh, great.
Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the second pair of handlebars.
You can use that as a club or something.
Actually, can these handlebars be counted as a quarterstaff?
Sure. Yeah, let's say that. You could use those handlebars as a quarterstaff.
I throw away my old quarterstaff into the sewer.
So now you're carrying 2 scoot buddy handlebars.
Yeah.
All right. So as you're traveling through the sewers, you feel something special happen inside of you. You feel a great warmth.
Feel like I've
And
become a woman.
You do. You feel like you've matured into level 2.
Woo!
What?
Yeah!
So what are you doing for level 2, guys?
Well, I know that at level 2 I gain wild shape.
So now you can finally become a bug.
Yeah.
Woohoo! I think I can smite people or something. Haven't really thought about it. I liked being level
No,
1.
fuck you, Jody. I think I have sorcerer points now. Okay, I do get sorcerer points now, so I can actually do things.
Sweet. All right. She guides you out, and she finds another humanoid hole. Mm-hmm. At this point, you're no longer being chased, or at least they've lost you. They've lost your track, and you reach a humanoid hole and climb out, and you cover the humanoid hole back up. And she points down the bit and says, "This way, this way." And you guys walk down the street, smelling of just the worst kind of ass, and people see you and just kind of walk out of your way. And she guides you down an alley a little bit to this back door of a building, and you see that it's the back door of a building for a place called Fancy Lads Kidatorium.
Fancy lads.
Yeah, Fancy
Kid?
Lads Kidatorium.
Kid.
You walk in through the back door, and Ramona calls out, "Smith! Smith!"
Smith.
And a door opens, and there you see the boy, Smith. And he's like, "Oh my God." and he sees you guys.
Smith, I haven't seen you in ages.
Yeah, no, we haven't seen you since episode 2.
Feels like it's been at least 4 podcasts since we've seen you.
He sees Ramona, and he runs up to Ramona, and they give each other a big old hug, and he backs off and he goes, "Oh my God, you smell so terrible." And he said, "What happened?" Because he is completely in shock. He was not, you could see he was not expecting to see Ramona today.
You know, we were around.
Yeah, hanging around.
Got arrested for playing with some dildos in the forest.
Thanks to you.
Thanks
that
to
is.
me, we were all there.
No, not you. I'm talking to Smith.
I'm sorry, Coen, you need to be more specific.
I mean, I won't lie. It was kind of
Why
your
is it
fault.
my fault? We were all there.
He was talking to Smith.
I don't know. I'm just going along with whatever this guy says.
And Smith goes, "Okay, we'll get to that later. First thing is you guys really need a shower." And he
Have you got a hose? I enjoyed the last shower with a hose that we had.
he goes, "Well, actually, we have these pretty nice showers here. We have some kind of pretty advanced plumbing." And he points to 2 doors.
Please don't tell me there's 3
There's
seashells.
4.
No. He points to 2 doors. He goes, that one's for the girls, that one's for the boys.
I find that to be an oppressive institution, whatever, though.
I'm all for the point you're trying to make, Skumk, but I would literally rather go back to prison than shower with you.
Okay. Your loss.
He's like, the issue is some girls do not like to shower in the same room as boys.
Okay, that makes sense, I guess.
I don't think we need to mansplain that to the audience. It's all good.
I'm a woman, Jody. I don't know what you're talking about.
I have a feeling that Jelly understood that more so than Skumk for whatever reason.
You know, I'm not really a shower type of guy anyway, so I don't really have experience in that. Goblins, we secrete a substance that makes it seem like we're always clean because it smells way worse than almost anything that can get on us.
I've already walked away toward the showers. I'm already in the shower.
All right, so we cut to after the shower. How's that?
So as you come out of the shower rooms, you notice that Belvedere and the other drow
Belvedere!
have cleaned up the room that you came in.
Did they provide us with new clothes, or are we still in our prison
no.
clothing?
You are in towels, and Belvedere and the other drow come up to you and say, "We have some new clothes."
I
for
hug
you."
Belvedere.
Thank you, Belvedere.
Okay, since Coen is a large man, can you make it that I have a really small towel on?
Being a big man myself, I can tell you that any towel is a small towel, unless it's a beach towel. So yes, your towel is it's covering up your chest to an extent, but it kind of fans out, and you have it going just below your belly, so your balls aren't showing, but your ass kind of shows because it splits up near the bottom, so that everyone gets a nice big view of your thigh.
Thanks for painting that word picture.
My younger brother listens to this podcast.
Family entertainment. Look, the explicit tag is on there for a reason, all right?
Yes, it is. All right. So there you are. You're in your towels. Belvedere has mentioned that you guys now have clothes. He hugs Jelly Butter right back. And the other drow are holding your clothes, and they walk up to you and give them to you. You'll note these clothes fit you perfectly. They're nothing special. They're just like a little cotton undershirt and a wool overshirt and some wool pants.
What colors are clothes?
They're just gray. They're nothing fancy.
These are too small for me, I think.
They are comfortable. And not only that, but for you, Jelly, they have a hole that perfectly fits your tail.
People, That's really sweet of you.
You just slide it through like another
So
leg.
I'm picturing now that we actually dropped our towels and got changed into the clothes right in front of these people.
I definitely did not
Because that's what
do
it
that.
seems like.
I definitely did not do
Skumk
that.
definitely did that.
No.
Wait, what?
As soon as Skumk dropped his towel, I left.
It's okay because what he has would be unrecognizable as genitalia.
We've already established he has a lizard penis. That's canon.
Look, Jelly doesn't know what genitalia looks like anyway. All right. So now she just thinks that's what everyone looks like. She will never feel the little sexual desire she did feel.
Jelly's gone through some traumatic shit. She killed a man. She's her view of male sexuality is now extremely warped because of Skump's ding dong.
She's had to see Coen in a towel.
You boys are disgusting. All right.
But now you're all dressed in your little wool garb, and Smith says to Coen, "We've got some fresh armor for you as well." But that brings me to
I hope you put cat's ears on it.
God, I'll do what I can before you go. See if we can get the cat ears on there. If not,
That's okay. I'll tape some cardboard on there. It's fine.
Okay. And he says, "I've got to talk with you guys. First, here's your 150 gold each." And he walks and hands you a pouch of gold for each of you, containing 150 gold.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, "Look, what you guys just did.
Are there sandwiches?
There's sandwiches right there." And he points to a table full of sandwiches. And
Does that include
there's a little bowl.
bug sandwiches?
There's actually a bowl full of little bugs in it.
Are these hand caught?
Yes, they're hand caught. Absolutely. I had the drow go around the entire area just plucking bugs.
I don't eat.
And they put them inside that bowl for you.
I don't eat beetle larvae. If there are any beetle larvae in there, they're just too fattening.
There's no larvae at all. These are adult bugs.
Yeah, I like the crunch.
He says, "Look, I can't pay you enough for what you did.
You can try.
You rescued my sister. So here's what I'll suggest. All of you need to get out of town. They've seen your face. They know who you are.
That's rude.
They know who Ramona is. And you won't be safe here anymore. That said, I can't ask you to work for us anymore. If you want to, that'd be so great if you could help us out. But you're free from any obligation from here on out. That's the best way I can thank you. That said, I have got...
What do you do again? Is this like a package delivery thing?
He looks at Skumk with just a look of complete disbelief, and he just shakes his head and just...
You like a mailman?
Ivan, are you being serious or?
Why did they hire a kid to be a mailman? I guess like a paper boy. That makes sense. I take it back. Continue.
Oh my god.
From here on out, he addresses everything to Jelly and Coen. He says, "So here's what I'm going to do. I have got a sailing rig available to take you and Ramona a little north of here. It's an area in the Sword Mountains, just west of where the Westwood is. There you'll be safe. And if you want to stay with us and help us out, I'm sure Ramona will be happy to give you some jobs. Otherwise, the rest, what you choose to do is up to you. And thank you. Again, thank you so much."
It's okay. We probably would have been doing that anyway. It was on our way.
And he says, I'll have a carriage out here shortly. Just wait a moment. And he steps out a bit, leaving you guys alone with Belvedere.
Belvedere, you're the only one I like here.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
These guys are douchebags.
Belvedere, if you don't mind me asking, how did you, such a well-respected actor as yourself, get involved with these people?
How did I get involved?
Yes.
Well, Everyone has their own sad tale. I was performing in an absolutely lovely play. It was called The Princess Who Loved Watermelon, and I was Prince Giuseppe. Well, the king did not take kindly to a drow performing as a human, and he, at a word, shut us down. This upset me greatly. I ended up meeting Smith and Ramona shortly afterwards, and we got in a discussion, and I learned about the Blazing Dusk, and I decided perhaps I could focus my efforts on bringing positive change to the world so that other actors of drow or any persuasion could perform whatever roles they have the talent to perform.
That's a noble goal, Belvedere.
Why, thank you.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Guys, huddle up.
I'm always down for a huddle.
Okay, are we huddled now?
Yeah.
Okay. All
I
right.
think so.
Okay.
Are you huddled?
I'm huddled.
I'm on a hair trigger for huddles.
I'm huddling so hard right now, guys. Where do you want to go with this?
I feel like we've just been fired.
Well, we've got to get out of the city.
We fired in a way, but they're asking us in a roundabout way to stay on.
I mean, I got nothing better to do with my time.
Yeah, I mean,
I signed up to deliver a package, not go to prison.
well, we went to prison, so whatever.
Like, I just
Yeah, we managed to rescue a little girl. It was very exciting. I think you may be able to hear it if you listen to the podcast.
I don't know what that is.
So you saying you want to quit out of
I'm
here?
just saying, like, I'm worried that if we keep going, something's gonna happen to you. And
What, to me?
I meant the royal you and you, both of you.
So me, you mean?
But you and the other one, you and Coen.
That's nice. I mean, everything, like, stuff happens to everybody, right?
Yeah, but you know,
You gotta pick a side. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. I've heard that somewhere.
zoom out to a motivational poster on the wall.
Yes, it's on the wall. There's a picture. It's of
Yeah,
a mountain.
I don't know. You guys are like the only friends that I've ever had, and I don't know what I would do if like something happened to you.
Yeah, you're a cool little murder sorceress as well. We love you.
I mean,
What are we discussing here?
You
My
know,
eyes go dead.
people die, people live, who cares? Like, whatever, man. Let's just hang out.
And then we do a high five.
Let's go on that free boat trip.
I'll go along with you guys, if only to make sure that you don't kill yourself.
Sure.
I mean, I'm deeply emotionally scarred, but I mean, I'm not. Come on.
I don't want to hear Skumk, I don't want to hear about emotionally scarred. I took a man's life today. I'm still not fully prepared to deal with that, all right? I've bottled that down so deep inside. It'll take years of therapy to work that shit out, all right?
Yeah, whatever. Let's go on the boat trip.
Sounds good.
At that, Smith walks back in, and you hear a sniff coming from Belvedere. You see that he's been very touched by this conversation, and Smith provides you, Coen, with like a box of armor.
Cool.
And at the very top of the box is two triangles hastily shaped into looking like a cat's ears.
Nice. And is there some gaffer tape that I can use to attach these?
Yeah. Well, no, they've been soldered onto the top of a helmet.
Oh, okay, sure. Great.
So you see this little helmet there with cat's ears on them, and it's male, so you can look up male and figure out what that does for your AC. I think it'll be pretty much what it was in the beginning.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Smith.
Oh, it's literally the least we could do.
Yes, it really was.
Seriously though, you guys did great. Thank you. My sister Ramona will be traveling with you on this carriage, and she insisted that I do this for you. And he then hands you each another larger pouch of gold, and inside you see that there is about 250 more gold pieces
What?
for each of you. So you now have 400.
This
gold
is a good start.
each.
This'll go to my vast vengeance charity. I'm going to set up a charity. It'll be a charity organization. People can donate to it, and yes, we will go around the world doing good vengeance to
You just
people.
walk up to starving children in developing countries, just like, I heard what you did. I heard what you did.
I heard what you did, little boy.
He then says, great. The carriage is right outside, and it'll take you over to the docks, the Waterdeep docks. Make sure you keep the window curtains closed so no one sees you. And when you get there, tell Captain Beatrice and Whitney that I said hi. And he walks up to each of you. Skumk first, since Skumk is about the same height as Smith is, and gives you all a hug.
I pat his head and say, there.
And then he goes to Ramona, and he says, "We'll see you soon, huh?" And they give each other a hug, and she joins you, and you step outside the door, and you head into the carriage.
Hold on, I want to
sorry?
say goodbye to Belvedere.
Okay.
Just one second, Stan. Just 1 second. All right, I walk up to Belvedere and I say, you're the one that I'll miss the most, oh buddy. And I wrap my arms around him and we just kind of hug and gently sway back and forth. And I begin to sing one last time the very Full House song to him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's a very full house. It's a very full house. And I'm glad I'm in it with you. And I'm glad I'm with it with you.
And I put my lighter in the air and sway backwards and forwards.
And he says, that's great. Okay. Thank you. And you guys head out into the carriage.
It's not my genre. I'm sorry.
Fuck you.
The carriage drives away, and you head out to the harbor.
New adventures.
Adventure awaits.
This is Stan.
This is
This
Jody.
is Ivan.
And Trevor. Woo.
Yay!
We're back.
Thank you all for listening, and we have someone very special to thank on today's episode, and that would be Ron Lupovich.
Ron Lubovich.
Thanks, Ron. Thank you so much, Ron.
Yes, Ron.
Applause.
Yes. Everyone's probably wondering, who is Ron Lubovich? He is the guy who wrote our music, and we would be nothing without him. He's a special
We
guy.
would be dead without him.
We would be.
He saved our lives. He broke us out of prison one time.
And you can hear Ron's, more of Ron's music and him on the podcast 1,000 Words. That's a little self-serving because I'm on that too. Also, Ron has a website that you can go to, or a blog called God's Little Peep Show. So just Google God's Little Peep Show to read Ron's musings.
Can I just say, we would be dead without Ron Lubovich, and you, the listener, would be even more dead.
Twice as dead. I want to say something to Ron. Ron, you complete us.
Ron is the invisible fifth member of the They See Me Rollin' crew.
I've never heard of Ron Lubovich until a few seconds ago.
And already we are that indebted to him.
But now I think he's the most amazing thing. All right, guys, let's make this quick because everybody's already turned us off.
Also, join our Facebook page.
Yes,
Please.
this is important.
They see me rolling on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
We hang out, we
We
chat.
we hang out there all the time. If you want to talk to us.
And Trevor is running our Twitter account, which is what?
That would be at TSMRcast on Twitter.
Come tweet at us. We'll tweet back. We
yes,
promise.
please. I'm very lonely over there, guys. If you want to talk to me, please. I'm so lonely.
He's in a horrible purgatory.
After recordings, the rest of these three, they just lock me in a room somewhere with a phone and just say, get to work. And they don't let me out. So any contact with the outside world, would be greatly appreciated.
Tweet, you piece of shit.
Okay, thank you very much for listening. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, now we can
Bye.
stop recording.